welcome to ABC 31 News Tonight. I'm Scott Beadle. In our big story tonight, Rapids deputies are investigating a drowning that happened yesterday afternoon at Indian Creek Recreation Area. The person reportedly jumped into the water to swim ashore from a boat. The body was found a few hours later after divers had responded to the scene. They are awaiting notification of relatives to release that person's name. A ball man faces stalking charges tonight after an incident last week. 62-year-old Chris Creed is accused of following a woman throughout Rapids Parish on April 3rd. Deputies were called and they determined there was enough probable cause to arrest him. He's now out on bond with an order of protection against contacting the victim. Also in Rapids Parish, deputies arrest Pineville man they say violated a protective order. They say 27-year-old John David Foster III contacted the victim electronically. He was arrested without incident and remains in jail. The regular legislative session began yesterday and Governor John Bel Edwards detailed his tax plan. Here's an update on the first day of the session from Baton Rouge.
The day for the long-term reform we all know is needed has arrived.
Governor John Bel Edwards made his pitch today in front of both houses of the legislature. He wants to replace the temporary hike to the state sales tax with a tax increase for both high-income earners and big businesses.
A path that achieves stability, predictability, and fairness.
To get the citizens on board, Edwards wants to cut income taxes for 90% of the state's taxpayers. While the people may rally, his main hurdle will be convincing Republicans in the legislature to vote yes on several tax hikes.
I am not overly optimistic that we will accomplish the goal, as we said we would last year, of meaningful tax and budgetary reform. We should. This is the time to do it, but I'm not sure we're going to have the collective political will to do it.
If the Edwards tax plan fails, then lawmakers may be forced to keep the state sales tax increase. Currently, it's the highest in the country.
At this point in time, we're way early in the game of that.
Ready or not, if changes aren't made to corporate and individual income taxes by this spring, then the last chance would be a special session before the end of the year. And after that, the options get very limited.
Storm chances are sticking around for our Tuesday night. Chief Meteorologist Chris Summers is here with a first look at your weather now.
Hey Scott, yeah, definitely going to keep a chance of some storms in our forecast, not only for overnight tonight, but really through the day on your Wednesday as well. Could see a little sunshine from time to time, but still seeing at least that chance of some scattered showers or thunderstorms for your Wednesday afternoon. Now, mostly sunny skies return as we head into our Thursday. Still warm though, temperatures staying in the upper 70s to low 80s here the next several days. And as we get to Friday and into the weekend, could see some more chances of storms back in the forecast. A very active weather pattern here over the next several days. Now for your Wednesday, again, could see a few showers or thunderstorms make their way through parts of central Louisiana as we head into the afternoon hours of your Wednesday. Severe storms well off to our west through Texas, up in Oklahoma and Kansas as well. We should stay out of the severe weather for much of the Wednesday, but again, could see some showers and thunderstorms at least in the forecast Wednesday afternoon before some warmer weather returns as we get to the end of the work week and get ready for the Easter holiday weekend. And we'll talk more about that with your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few more minutes.
Thanks, Chris. Jeanette Theriault-Knoll became the first woman in the history of Louisiana to be elected to a reviewing court. She was the keynote speaker at today's Rotary Club program, discussing many legal topics and sharing some of her experiences.
I will discuss the changes that I've seen in my 48 years since I've been a lawyer, and changes in the judiciary, as well as some of the good things about the judiciary that the lawyers and judges do. There are a few of us that lit a light for other women to see. When I went to law school, I was one of 4 women that and now today half of or more women are in law school.
Knoll is now retired after serving as a member of Louisiana's judiciary for 34 years, 20 years as a Louisiana Supreme Court justice. Out of her many accomplishments over the years, she ranks her role as wife, mother, and grandmother as her most important vocations. The Inglewood Farms 5K Classic is coming up. They've partnered with the Food Bank of Central Louisiana, and proceeds from the event will benefit the Good Food Project.
Every year we do a spring fling pig roast. So we're going to be roasting a hog that's going to be available for everybody to eat. We're going to have a strawberry pick your own. There's going to be live music. We're going to have our full farmers market. So it's really going to be an entire day focused around the farm and family friendly, and really kind of allowing people to come out, do the run, and then stay for food and atmosphere and outdoors and all that good stuff.
You can sign up to run or walk at the Inglewood 5K Classic on April 22nd by going to runsignup.com. Louisiana rice farmers are ahead of schedule thanks to a relatively warm and dry spring. Rice farmers are anxious to have a good crop after a recent run of disappointing years. LSU Ag Center correspondent Craig Gautreaux has the story.
In southwest Louisiana, rice farmers took advantage of good weather and their crop has already emerged, putting it weeks ahead of schedule. Farmers are eager for a successful season after 3 years of declining yields and low prices.
Typically we have our highest yields when we get the rice in the ground early and it gets started. When it's flowering and the grain's filling, we typically have lower temperatures, so this helps us out for quality and yield as well.
The only major problem encountered so far has been blackbirds, which have been an issue for growers north of I-10 this year. Farmers south of I-10 generally treat their seeds with a repellent and aren't experiencing problems. But the birds have shown up further north where they were not expected.
Typically, blackbirds can actually devastate a field within a matter of hours. They can devour that much rice, and they'll typically have to replant those fields.
Many experts are predicting smaller acreage in Louisiana and across the country. Harold agrees with these assessments.
We're probably going to see a decline in rice acres on a statewide average this year. Probably 5 to 8% would be my estimate. You look at some of the other states like Arkansas and Mississippi, they're going to have quite more rice declines this year.
Harold estimates that farmers in the southern part of the state are nearly finished with their planting, while the northern portion of the state is just starting. With the LSU Ag Center, this is Craig Gautreaux reporting.
Harold expects this year's rice crop to be just below 400,000 acres, with 80% of the crop grown in the southern part of the state. Still ahead, new details on the San Bernardino school shooting that left a teacher and an 8-year-old student dead. Plus, growing tensions between the U.S. and Russia as Secretary of State Rex Tillerson makes a visit to Moscow. The details when ABC 31 News comes back.
Rod Serling created The Twilight Zone in 1959. Serling frequently used the show's premise of ordinary people in extraordinary circumstances to examine real-world issues, such as censorship.
You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Racism.
It's important to get with the majority, isn't it?
And war.
How many men have to die before you're satisfied?
These stories, submitted for your approval, can only be found in The Twilight Zone.
A Southern California elementary school is closed today following the shooting deaths of a teacher and student. Police say the gunman walked into the school and opened fire before turning that gun on himself. Today we're learning more about the estranged couple and the 8-year-old caught in the crossfire. ABC's Danya Backus has the latest.
In San Bernardino, California, a memorial is growing outside of North Park Elementary School, a day after a murder-suicide inside the school took the lives of 53-year-old special education teacher Karen Smith and her 8-year-old student Jonathan Martinez. Martinez, police say, was one of 2 students standing behind Smith when her estranged husband, 53-year-old Cedric Anderson, walked in the special needs classroom and opened fire, then turned the gun on himself. The 8-year-old, who had Williams syndrome, died at the hospital, and the other student, a 9-year-old, is expected to survive.
Last report we had is that he is in, all things considered, relatively good spirits.
Today we're learning more about the once happy couple.
Oh, your video?
They married this past January after 4 years of dating. Smith's mother says things were good at first.
We thought he was a fine person until they were married, and then he showed the other side of him, which we never had seen before.
The couple recently separated in March. Police haven't said why Anderson targeted his wife, but they are shedding light on his past. That includes accusations of domestic violence, weapons, and drug charges, but no convictions.
Most recent arrest was 2013.
Investigators say Anderson checked in at the front desk of the school, saying he needed to drop off something for Smith. Then, without saying a word, fired the fatal 10 rounds that's left this community once again to deal with the shooting. Authorities say school security measures were followed, and since Anderson was known to front office staff, he wasn't escorted to the classroom. Danya Backus, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Now to the growing tensions between the U.S. and Russia. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson delivered an ultimatum today saying Russia can either stand by the Assad regime or join the U.S. in ending the violence in Syria. The message comes as Tillerson arrived in Moscow ahead of meetings with top Russian officials. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington with the latest.
A war of words brewing between the United States and Russia.
Russia has really aligned itself with the Assad regime, the Iranians, and Hezbollah. We want to create a future for Syria that is stable and secure. And so Russia can be a part of that future.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson drawing a line in the sand over Russia's support of Syria, but Russian President Vladimir Putin standing firm. In a news conference, saying the accusations against the Assad regime over a chemical weapons attack resemble claims made against Iraq before the U.S. invasion in 2003. Meanwhile, the White House is accusing Russia of trying to cover up what happened. And Press Secretary Sean Spicer saying Russia should consider which side it's on.
You know, you had someone as despicable as Hitler who didn't even sink to using chemical weapons.
A comment that's drawn swift blowback and also raising eyebrows in apparent White House confirmation that President Trump's daughter Ivanka influenced last week's decision to launch 59 Tomahawk missiles.
That being said, there's no question that Ivanka and others weighed into him as you know.
The White House hasn't come out and said directly whether they believe Russia was aware of the chemical weapons, the press secretary only saying there isn't a consensus within the intelligence community. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
Alabama has a new governor after Robert Bentley resigned yesterday amid scandal. The 74-year-old Republican quit after the state's ethics commission said he broke state ethics and campaign laws when he allegedly had an affair with a top aide. Former Lieutenant Governor Kay Ivey was sworn in last night. Toyota says it will invest $1.3 million in its factory in Georgetown, Kentucky, where Camry sedans, the Avalon, and the Lexus ES 350 are built. The move won't be adding jobs, but the retooling of the plant will sustain the existing 8,200 jobs at the largest plant of Toyota. The overhaul will also enable the plant to remain flexible and competitive. These updates are part of Toyota's plans to invest $10 billion in the U.S. over the next 5 years. Home buyers have some reasons to feel good. The job market is solid, pay is rising, and mortgage rates are near historic lows. But the bad news here, the supply of available homes for sale hasn't been this thin in nearly 20 years. The steepest drop in supply is for lower-priced homes, often sought by those first-time home buyers. So some ups and downs there if you're looking for a house.
That's for sure, and hopefully we're getting back on the upside, I guess, as far as looking for a house anyway.
Absolutely.
But definitely want to have the rain gutters on, and we got the rain falling out there. Temperatures today have made it back into the 70s, and we have some rain showers making their way through parts of central Louisiana as well. Showers and thunderstorms this evening could last into your Wednesday, too, before some warmer weather returns by the end of the work week. And we'll talk more about that when we come back.
Stay connected with KLAX ABC 31. Visit us online anytime. Get today's top stories and trending topics. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. See our pics on Instagram. Watch us on YouTube. And make KLAXTV.com your home for local news and information. Plus, download the KLAX weather app for your smartphone or tablet. Get live current conditions, radar maps, alerts, and more. More ways to stay connected with KLAX TV.
And welcome back, everyone. A good Tuesday evening to you. Haven't been seeing a few showers and thunderstorms make their way through parts of central Louisiana. Can see a line of showers and thunderstorms extending all the way back into parts of southwestern Louisiana, even get back into parts of Texas too. Now you can see on the southern side of this storm, as far as down in Texas and parts of southwestern Louisiana, that's where the heavier rain has been falling with these showers and thunderstorms. Haven't really been seeing a lot of severe weather, which is good news for us. Just those kind of rambunctious showers and thunderstorms that have moved through the area. Have been seeing some lightning and some thunder with some of the activity that has moved through, but we are getting on the back side of it right now here in central Louisiana. So for about the next hour or so, maybe 2 hours, may see a few more rain showers here before another round of showers and thunderstorms move through as we get into our Wednesday. So what else can we expect to see? Well, a good chance of showers and thunderstorms once again. More of an isolated basis, though, for Wednesday afternoon. Otherwise, partly sunny skies. Temperatures warm once again, upper 70s to low 80s. We'll see mostly sunny skies for your Thursday. Again, continued warm conditions as well. We'll keep those temperatures above average across parts of the area. Then partly sunny skies and a few scattered storms do return for the weekend. So right now, Easter weekend is looking like we could see some showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast, but still looking like warm temperatures. I wouldn't be surprised to see upper 80s in some areas here as we get to the end of the work week and into that upcoming weekend. So our surface map again showing that chance of some scattered showers and thunderstorms around for your Wednesday. Again, better weather, at least severe weather chances well off to our west. Here in central Louisiana, then we'll just see some isolated or scattered showers or thunderstorms move through the area. We'll be a little on the breezy side too, as temperatures do stay warm. But once this system moves through here by Thursday, we do clear it out, bring that warm weather right back in by the end of the work week when high temperatures could get into the upper 80s in some areas. Now for your Wednesday will be cloudy skies out there, then turning partly sunny by the afternoon. Again, about 20 to 30% chance of some scattered showers or thunderstorms developing around the area. 62 degrees around 7 o'clock in the morning and a high temperature reaching about 80 by Wednesday afternoon. Now right now we have some rain still out there. We're 66 degrees currently across our area. Dew point also at 66 degrees. Our humidity is at actually about 100% right now with a cloud cover and also with that dew point at 66. South-southeast winds at 14 miles per hour. Visibility with a little bit of fog out there down to 4 miles per hour at this hour. Now temperatures today, we're back into the low to mid 70s in most areas, but where the rain really hadn't gotten to yet, southeastern Louisiana, still seeing temperatures in the low 80s late this afternoon, but warmer days are back in the forecast. So we'll get 80s back here on Wednesday. Could keep 80s around the forecast as we get to Thursday and Friday as well. So for Wednesday, we'll see the high temperature reaching about 80, south-southeast winds about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And our 7-day forecast keeps the low 80s around for Thursday and Friday. Again, showing those temperatures staying above average as we head into the afternoon hours. And by the weekend, the Easter weekend does have that rain chance returning. Some scattered showers and thunderstorms Saturday and Sunday, highs upper 70s to low 80s through Sunday afternoon. Scott?
Thank you, Chris. Now for some news that you might not be itching to hear. New findings suggest that bed bugs might be getting harder to kill. To explain, here's Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Bed bugs, a nighttime blight for so many. And while getting rid of them used to be as simple as calling your exterminator, that may not be the case forever. In a new study, Purdue University researchers tested 2 commonly used pesticides on populations of bed bugs gathered from different parts of the country to see how effectively these chemicals kill these pests. What they found is that some of the bed bugs tested were resistant to one or even both pesticides, finding that higher levels were needed to defeat some of these insects, a sign that pesticides alone soon may not solve our bed bug problem. So for now, experts suggest a multi-legged approach, one that uses pesticide but also incorporates other methods like traps, steam, and even physical removal. All of this means a call for more research into new ways to prevent and destroy these bugs. With this Medical Minute, I'm Dr. Timothy Johnson.
Doctors in Egypt tracking more than 500 men say patients with more gray hair were at a higher risk for heart problems regardless of age. Now, they're trying to figure out why. A new study looked at 21,000 teenagers over a 15-year period and found more hypertension among obese Hispanic and white students than their black and Asian peers. Coming up, NSU softball coach Donald Pickett talks about the importance of the top of his lineup. Plus, Skip Holtz has a new deal at La Tech. Nick has the details next.
Predators better pray.
Crime Watch Daily airs weekdays at 3 on KLAX TV.
The NSU baseball team will be heading on the road this weekend in hopes of ending their 3-game losing streak. The Demons have struggled in conference play this season, sitting at just 3-9 against Southland Conference opponents. And as they take the trip to Hammond, Coach Barbier says the wins aren't going to come easily.
Good. They'll be ready to go. They're always competing for something this time of year. Usually win a championship, and we are too. And we're competing for something too. And we're trying to do our best to play our best game on Thursday. We don't really like talking big picture a whole lot, but Thursday, let's go out and play our best game and let the chips fall where they may.
On the other end, the NSU softball team starting to string some wins together. The Lady Demons have won 2 of their last 3 and are climbing towards one of the 6 spots in the conference tournament. And for the Demons to continue putting up wins, Coach Donald Pickett says it's their leadoff hitter that has to keep getting on base.
Well, we're still trying to, do everything we can to try to, mix things up and try to find something that's, working for us to produce runs. And Sid's, done a really good job, really, all year of being in that leadoff spot and kind of setting the tone and having some good at bats up there at the top. And hopefully, her confidence is just going to continue to grow.
La Tech football coach Skip Holtz is continuing to elevate the La Tech football program to new heights. Tech is one of only 4 FBS schools to record 9 or more wins and a bowl game victory in 3 straight seasons. And today, Holtz was rewarded for that success by signing a 5-year contract extension worth $3.5 million. Since his arrival on campus 4 years ago, Holtz has compiled a 31-22 record while leading the Bulldogs to 3 consecutive bowl victories, a program first. This past year, Holtz earned Conference USA Coach of the Year honors and led the Bulldogs to their first win over a top 25 opponent since 2005. On the diamond, La Tech's Morgan Turkley was named the Louisiana Hitter of the Week. The honor is the 3rd of this week for the sophomore, who was also named the Conference USA and College Sports Madness Player of the Week. Turkley batted .615 with 2 home runs, a double, 9 RBIs, and 8 runs scored during the 4 games. Meanwhile, Nate Harris has made 2 career starts, and in both games, well, he's tossed complete game shutouts. So, naturally, he was named the Conference USA Pitcher of the Week. Harris, who leads the conference in both saves and complete games, has the lowest WHIP in college baseball and the lowest ERA among pitchers who have tossed at least 40 innings this season. And the world's coldest race hit the course this weekend as 45 runners from 20 countries went to the top of the world for the North Pole Marathon. The race started at 10:30 at night with a temperature of minus 23 degrees. The race is run on a drifting ice base called Borneo and run over the waters of frozen sea ice.
It's a classic North Pole course. It's challenging. No one's going to set a PB here for sure. Not yet, but and I'm sure they'll all be cursing me after each lap, but it'll be all worthwhile in the end.
The winner of the men's race was from Poland. He clocked a time of 4 hours and 6 minutes, while the women's winner was from France. She finished with a time of 6 hours and 21 minutes. Scott, I'm going to venture to guess there were no casual runners.
Probably
in this
not.
one.
No.
Only 45 from across the country, so I'm sure it was a rare ticket to get and probably pretty rare for people to go do it.
23 below is cold. You add in that wind chill, and then you're running on ice. That's cold on your feet.
For at least 4 hours, and that's the quickest. So I'll stay inside.
I think so.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick.
Yeah.
Well, things are getting quite squirrely at this next ice cream shop. That's because its most regular customer is, well, there you see her. How this happens, next.
If you want to stay on top of your health, one simple thing to do
is take the pledge to go and get screened for the cancers that might affect you.
So stand up to cancer and take the pledge at
GetScreenedNow.org. It only takes a minute to take care of yourself, and nothing rhymes with org.
An ice cream shop in North Carolina has a little critter as a regular. Pam and Scott Martin say Putter the squirrel came to the shop last summer, and after swiping a cone from another customer, well, the Martins decided to give Putter her very own tasty treat.
You can call her name, and she literally will come out of her nest in one of these big trees and hop her way down to the roof, ultimately to the rail, and waits on her cone.
Martins say customers now ask for Putter by name, and they are blessed to have their little mascot and those cute little cones. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.
When it comes to cleaning up the streets of Boston,
this is who I am. This is what I do. Now get me in there. He did it, and I know where the proof is.
It's ladies first. Rizzoli and Isles.
Weekends at 11 on KLAX TV.
When a case seems unsolvable, they see the incredible. Murder, motive, secrets. Bones Weekends.
Watch Bones. Weekends on KLAX ABC 31.